Hey everyone, today I want to go over the Kindled Orchid and why I'm excited specifically for it to come back. This isn't just going to be a video of me like, oh, I miss using it. This is like an actual reason why I think it's one of the few sunset weapons that might actually be used and why I'm excited for it. And I might be talking out my ass, it might end up being bad, but this is why I think I'll be using it a lot once it becomes unsunset. Before we get started here, I do want to go over a little bit of the TWAB that does talk about this. It sounds like the main reason that they're removing the sunset on weapons is because of how the adjusted power system works. So basically, you could just have these on and be adjusted up anyway. So they couldn't figure out a good workaround, so they're just like, say fuck it, people would just use them to get the adjusted power up anyway, so they're just undoing it from the whole game. And it does sound like in this last little sentence here that they do plan on bringing back a lot of the weapons that people have held, and in some way kind of like the brave weapons. I anticipate Kindled Orchid to come back in some point in the future with updated perks and an origin trade, so it probably will be outshone by a remake. Bungie know which weapons people still have in the vault, so they know which ones people are holding on to the most, and I'm pretty sure from looking on Twitter over the last week or so, Kindled Orchid is definitely one of them. First of all, let's talk about Kindled Orchid. So Kindled Orchid has had 2 buffs since it's been sunset, and one of them is in Drop Mag. So Drop Mag is a perk that got changed when we went from finite ammo to infinite ammo in our primary weapons. Because Drop Mag used to give you a faster reload at the cost of any bullets you had left in the magazine would be thrown away. So you could theoretically run out of ammo, especially if you ran something like a kill clip roll. When you were constantly throwing away ammo, you would lose ammo pretty quickly. That was one of the drawbacks, but it gave you a ton of reload. But now Drop Mag just lowers your magazine size. It goes from 10 to 8, but it gives you a plus 30 in reload. And in the footage you're seeing in the background, I've got Drop Mag plus a void loader, so I think I'm near max. I don't know if I'm exactly max, but I'm very high on reload with a void loader on top of it. The other one is the change to Surrounded and Rampage. So back when we used this gun, we used to have mods called Surrounded Spec or Rampage Spec, which upped the damage you could get from Rampage or Surrounded. But obviously you couldn't have them both on, you still only had one mod slot. At some point, I can't remember exactly when, Bungie just fused those mods into the base perks. They would always be at those spec levels. So Surrounded Spec got fused into Surrounded, and then Rampage Spec got fused into Rampage. Then obviously they can also be enhanced now with crafting and stuff. So Drop Mag got a bit of a buff. I thought it was going to be bad, but playing with it, actually it feels really good. And then not having to use your mod slot on Rampage or Surrounded if you have this role. This is the role I use the most, partially because I never got the Kill Clip Rampage role until the very end. Really good reload speed from Drop Mag, and not having to put a spec mod on. I've just been running a backup spec mod, which brings my magazine back up to 11. So it's a 1 over base, but I mean it's plus 3 from having Drop Mag. So I find that really good. Also, let's do some math real quick. With a Surrounded Rampage roll, if you do the 1.33 from a 3x Rampage, then we times that by the 1.4 of Surrounded. So if you have this double spec, you actually have a 1.86 damage increase if you have both of these active. Now this is a bit harder to do on a hand cannon because you're kind of at that medium range compared to like something like an SMG or a sidearm. And most people did keep a Kill Clip Rampage roll because this was the curated roll, which literally was the last thing ever for me to drop. So that's a little bit less damage increase. That's a 1.25 times a 1.33, but that's still 1.66 damage if you can get both of these off, which is way easier. It's a really potent combo, plus the addition of Drop Mag giving you that 30 reload so you can get that kill clip off really quick. It's one of the few weapons kill clip is still pretty good on. And obviously this mitigates a lot of range with having so much extra damage. The reason why I like Kindled Orchid so much is because I love Netherrack Sin. If you haven't seen it, like about a week ago, I put out a Netherrack Sin build for Void Luck using Recluse. And that's the footage I've been overlaying in this video, is that build, but taking out the Recluse and using Kindled Orchid. Netherrack Sin's perk is called Abyssal Extractors, and it's whenever you get a void kill, your ability recharge rate increases for all of your abilities. So you can get your grenade up quicker, class ability, melee, and your super. And obviously this pairs well with Void Grenades using Devour, and then your Void Grenades can give you volatile rounds, which do work with Kindled Orchid. So you can just like tap people from really far away and just like one shot and explode the void explosions to everything around them. Now I do want to show off some the other void hand cannons that are currently in the game. First off, we're going to start with the other 140 void hand cannons. I'm lagging a little bit because the first one is the Palindrome, which hasn't been available for over a year. The best roll you can get on this for PvE, the one I have is the Overflow Rampage. But apparently Rampage isn't currently available on this weapon, but this weapon, it hasn't been currently available. If I look back on it, maybe 1 for all. I've come to love 1 for all a little bit since Midnight Goose got it. Maybe sub 1 for all, but obviously these aren't super good trait combinations. If you think of things like Faber and Midnight Q with the ability of explosive rounds or Firefly in this combos, this doesn't seem overly strong. I mean, it could be strong, but it's not that great. And then the other Void 140 hand cannon is the Exalted Truth, which I straight up don't know if you can get this weapon right now from Trials. I think you can, from what I've been told. This is, I would say, a little better because it's got Frenzy, Rampage, Kill Clip, Repulsor Brace, but this column for PvE is basically Outlaw. And as we know, Firefly is just better Outlaw. Or there's a better reload perk that you could possibly get, like something like Enlightened Action, or something like that. So this feels very off. This is definitely a gun that was made for PvP. If you look at it, if you look at all its perks though, know much about PvP, but you get the point. This wasn't a PvE gun. I honestly didn't even know that this gun existed. We're gonna skip to other Void hand cannons. Again, I really like 140s. I prefer 150s, but you know, only one of those exists right now. Let's go to other Void hand cannons. So we're gonna go over to Gambit with the bottom dollar. Again, this is one of those guns that just has 1,000 odd traits. People were using this if they couldn't get an Igneous, but if we look at the PvE roll, maybe you can make a case for Dragonfly Rapid Hit. Like, we got Rapid Hit, Sub, and Outlaw in this column. Maybe you could do something with 4 times on Lucky Pants, maybe. We got Demo. Demo feels really weak in the right column, especially when we have weapons who have it in the left column. Explosive, Dragonfly, maybe Multi-Kill Clip or Rampage, but you can see the power of this weapon doesn't really flow as well. And then we're going to go to the Iclos. We're just going to look at the newest Iclos that you can actually get, but there's a case for sub Frenzy or Rapid Hit Frenzy on this, or Repulsor Brace. But again, we're starting to see a lot of weapons with Repulsor Brace in the third, and a damage perk, like Recluse, who can get both of these perks together. There's also 1 for all as well, but again, I don't really like 180 hand cannons. There's Targeted Reduction, which is going away. Pretty weak in this column. You got Envious, but you're really using your primary to proc Envious on your special or your heavy. Triple tap on the primary feels off, so really Outlaw. Explosive, maybe Focus Fury, Frenzy, maybe. But again, Outlaw feels really old and dated in the sandbox right now. There's just a lot of better ways to speed up your reload than Outlaw these days. There's also Operative, which I assume is also going away. When I say going away, I mean, you know, they're going out of their main source of getting them and going into like Xur or Daz or whatever the fuck. And again, okay, this one's a bit better. We've got Repulsor Brace in the third and Demo in the third, but Kill Clip, just Kill Clip. Tricorn. I'm not a Tricorn believer. Again, so we got some good third column perks, but nothing to really pair it with. All of these Vex offensive guns feel like ass to shoot. Like every single one of them. They all feel awful. Nobody wanted these back. And then lastly is the only other decent Void hand cannon I found, which is the Word of Crota, obviously from Crota's End. So this isn't going anywhere, but again, this is also a 180. Could be pretty good. Again, we've got Repulsor or Demo, or even Dragonfly in this column, which could be good combined with Frenzy. So you could actually do Frenzy Dragon, Repulsor Brace, Frenzy here if you've got for like Geofalcons, or even I've been using Repulsor Brace on my Recluse on Warlock, or Dragonfly Frenzy. So this is probably the best Void hand cannon that you can get right now. But again, it's a 180, and I fucking hate 180s because you know the way they like fucking bounce up on your screen. And it's really fucking annoying, and I'm gonna hate it when I get a Luna's Howl next week because it's a 140, but it's still got the 180 fucking bounce. I hate that shit. So I need one. I need that heel clip incandescent. I think I've dragged it out enough. Basically, this gun feels really good to use still. The combination of double damage perks feels really good. Drop mag is actually really good combined with a backup mag mod. You actually get more ammo than you've lost, plus 30 reload, and it pairs really well with void builds for things like volatile rounds. I'm pretty sure at some point in the future that this weapon is coming back. So we'll use it until we get a new updated version with a origin trait of some kind, but this is one of the few guns that hasn't been power grabbed, that has been sunset in its class. And that's why I'm excited to use it, and is why a lot of people have held on to it, because it's a gun that is very unique and very strong. So if you're a new player, don't worry, pretty confident that this weapon is coming back. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, otherwise day 1 raids are going to be, well, they won't be. They'll use Explosive Frenzy, because I think that's a little stronger for endgame, like contest mode stuff, but this is really good. Like the video, subscribe, okay, bye.